Israel continues to act with impunity in its genocidal war on the people of Gaza. Over 30,000 Palestinians have now been killed. Millions of Palestinian refugees in Rafah now face the same nightmare as those massacred in Gaza City and Khan Yunis before the eyes of the world. Over 500,000 people face famine according to the United Nations. The decline in the population's nutrition status is at a globally unprecedented rate. Children in Gaza are being starved at the fastest rate that the world has ever recorded, with 1 in 6 children under 2 years in northern Gaza now acutely malnourished. What Israel is doing on a daily basis is barbaric. The latest cold-blooded massacre of civilians in Nablus Square who were gathering flour from aid trucks has seen dozens of civilians killed and hundreds more wounded. Taoiseach, the state that is responsible for that and countless other massacres enjoys the most preferential diplomatic, economic and trading relationship with the EU of virtually any non-European country. These arrangements are worth billions of euros each year to an Israeli regime that is literally starving children to death and attacking civilians in the most relentless, brutal manner. You previously failed to support motions calling on Ireland to intervene in the case against Israel at the International Court of Justice brought by South Africa. Can I ask you, do you accept that what is happening in Gaza is genocide? Because the evidence is crystal clear. The international community has a responsibility to end the barbarity that we are witnessing in Gaza, and Ireland, of course, has a role to play. We must insist on the adherence to international law, and we must insist on consequences for those in gross violation of that international law. Israel cannot be treated as a normal state while it engages in such barbarity. The Taoiseach co-signed a letter calling for the suspension of the EU-Israel Association Agreement. That was the correct, albeit belated, thing to do. The failure of the EU to take any meaningful sanction against Israel has undermined Europe's credibility in the world as a voice for peace and conflict resolution. What else are you going to do to force the EU to take action, Taoiseach? And what action are you going to take? Sinn Féin's illegal Israeli settlements divestment bill was read for a second time recently after you had delayed its passage by 9 months. The bill, brought forward by Deputy John Brady, simply ensures that Irish taxpayers' monies cannot be invested in companies that profit from Israel's illegal occupation. Will you now commit to the House to ensuring that this becomes law without delay? And Taoiseach, will you recognise the state of Palestine? No more excuses. Israel is attempting to bomb Palestine out of existence. If the world doesn't take a stand, there will be no Palestine left to recognise. So can I ask you, will you at long last simply do what international law requires of us all and officially acknowledge that the Palestinian people are entitled to their state, to their freedom and to a future free from Israeli occupation, apartheid and oppression? Will you, on our behalf, on behalf of all the people of Ireland, recognise the state of Palestine?
You're having a cut at the government all of the time and making sort of inaccurate statements on this, and we shouldn't be doing that. Because the International Court of Justice on the Genocidal Convention, you know our position on that. South Africa itself has not filed a memorial on South Africa on that case yet. Haven't filed it. They will probably, 2 to 3 months they'll have it ready. We're working on it and our legal team is working on it. That's the official position. We need hostages released. We need this war to stop. There can be no incursion into Rafah. We have been one of the first out to say stop pausing aid to UNRWA. And we've come up with a 20 million allocation early this year, some weeks ago, to demonstrate our clear focus on relieving the humanitarian crisis that Gazans are facing. Unquestionably, Deputy, there's no one in this House is not appalled or abhorred by what's happening to the people of Gaza. It is wrong, I condemn it, and I've called for it to stop and to stop now.
Deputy Carthy.
Just to be absolutely clear, Sinn Féin take every opportunity with every individual and state of influence to call for an end to Israeli oppression of the people of Palestine. I asked you a number of questions, you didn't answer a single one of them. I've acknowledged the positive moves on the part of government, including the Attorney General's appearance at the ICJ in respect of the advisory opinion. And if you listen to the words of what the Attorney General said on behalf of the people of Ireland, the next logical question that will be asked by any right-thinking person is, well, what are you going to do about it? One of the questions I asked you is in respect of recognising the state of Palestine. Everybody says there needs to be a two-state solution. Well, currently we have two states, one of whom not only is officially recognised and enjoys a diplomatic relationship, but also enjoys preferential trading, economic, financial arrangements with the Western world. The other state faces annihilation, and we haven't officially recognised it, despite the fact that this House has voted to do so, that the upper House has voted to do so, and that the overwhelming majority of the Irish people want the state of Palestine to be recognised. Your answer is always, we're waiting for somebody else to join us. But I am asking you, Taoiseach, on all of our behalf, show leadership and set a date that Ireland will officially recognise the state of Palestine, and then encourage others to join us in doing so.